All right. Um, I've been asked to make another video, so I'm making another video about anime because I like anime. So I've been watching anime for about a year and a half now. I've watched. Let me just check. Uh, Sort it by progress. I watched how many anime here? 79 animes, almost 80 anime, which is I honestly don't know how much that is compared to like everyone else. But I just want to talk about my experiences over this year and a half. The good, the bad, the food wars, all that. So when I first started anime, which was about a year and a half ago, I was not a big fan of anime. I thought, you know, it was for losers. It was for like degenerates who had like body pills and stuff. And I'd say I was about half right, but whatever. Um, Anyway, one day my friend he recommends me anime. He's like, "Oh, you gotta watch this anime. It's called Demon Slayer." I was like, "Okay, well, it's an anime. I'm not gonna watch Demon Slayer." And then another person recommends it to me. I was like, "Hey, you should watch Demon Slayer. It's really good." I was like, "All right, you know what? I'll watch this Demon Slayer stuff. Let's see what it's about." And I watch it. I watched the first episode, and I'm like, "This is actually pretty good." And I watched the whole thing, like every season, in a single week. And I'm like, "Wow, this anime stuff isn't that bad." Anyway, I mean, I actually have watched anime before that, but like, it was like Yokai Watch and Pokemon stuff and Yu-Gi-Oh. But yeah, so Demon Slayer was the first anime that I watched since then, and I started getting into it. So I think the next anime I watched would be Hunter Hunter or Hunter x Hunter. I personally pronounce it Hunter x Hunter. I know that's not the proper way to pronounce it. I don't know where I have it on this list. Here we go, Hunter x Hunter. I haven't finished it yet. I'm probably gonna go back to finish it. But yeah, Hunter x Hunter was really good. I'm like, wow, these are, this anime stuff's pretty cool. So I start getting into it. I don't really remember in what order I watched it in. I know I watched Spy X Family in that time. I think I watched Call Me Can't Communicate. And I watched some other stuff. I don't exactly remember what. But yeah, I watched a bunch of other stuff. And I think the first anime that got me closer to my like current liking of the genre of like drama, romance, psychology stuff would was To Your Eternity. I don't know where I put it on this list. I think did I give it a 9 or did I give it an 8? Oh yeah, right here. I gave it an 8. That makes sense. So To Your Eternity was the first anime I watched where I was like, wow, that was like sad. Like there was sad moments in that anime. I mean, there was sad moments in like the Mugen Train arc of Demon Slayer, but there wasn't really sad moments in like I don't know, like Hunter x Hunter, I guess, or maybe there is. I don't know. I haven't finished it. Anyway, so I watched To Your Eternity, and I wasn't really expecting all these characters to die because, like, from what I've been watching so far, not a lot of people have died in other anime, and especially not that Gugu To Your Eternity. This character, who was my favorite anime character. I'll just show you him. So this is Gugu, and when he died, I was so sad. Like it took me like a few days to get over that. I mean, yeah, and that was the first time I've really been like sad watching an anime. I just realized I'm not recording my other tabs. So okay, you never saw Gugu, but whatever. Uh, You can probably see him. This is Gugu over here, I think. Is that Gugu? No, this is Gugu. So, I mean, the second half of To Your Eternity was pretty bad, and the second season wasn't great either. But that was like my first taste of like the psychology genre, the drama genre. And I started to get a bit more into it. I think the next one that I watched would be Link Click, which, by the way, everyone I recommended this anime to hasn't watched it. I don't know why. Like, I think it's because it's Chinese, but it's really good. Like, trust me, it has like an incredible intro. It's like probably my favorite intro. It looks really good. Super excited for this next season to come out this summer. And how many days is it coming out? Like 8 days or something. So yeah, excited for that. But that had a lot of like drama aspects to it. It was pretty sad. There's a lot of sad moments. And it was at that time that I realized the last time I actually cried at like a piece of media was Pokemon when I was like 6. Like when Ash releases Butterfree in Pokemon. That was the last time I cried at an anime. So I decided to make it a bit of like a challenge to try to find an anime that would make me cry. So the next anime I watched in that journey would be I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, which is a really weird name, but it had a really sad ending, but I still didn't cry. Every time I watched like something sad, I would feel really sad. I would feel like I was on the verge of tears, but I just wouldn't have. And yeah, so I just wasn't able to cry in anime. Now in this time I probably watched a few anime. I started getting into the romance genre a bit. I think the first thing that got me, the first romance that I watched was Dress Up Darling, which was I don't think it's a great anime if you're planning to get into romance because there's a lot of fan service. But afterwards, I watched Komi Can't Communicate, which I think is a good anime to get into romance. I'll probably talk about Komi Can't Communicate a little bit later. Again. Anyway, so now I was into romance a bit, and now I was into that drama, something that would make me cry. The next anime I watched was A Silent Voice. Now, this is the first anime here that I've given a 10 out of 10. I've watched A Silent Voice probably like 3 or 4 times now. It's so good. It's my favorite movie. It's so good. Didn't make me cry, but I did have to take like a 10-minute break like twice while watching this. So yeah, highly recommend watching A Silent Voice. And like by now I've watched a good amount of anime, probably like in the 40s or 50s. But still, nothing that has made me cry. But then I get this recommendation to watch this anime called Violet Evergarden. And when I first start watching it, I'm like, it's kind of boring, and I drop it. I drop it for a bit. And I watch someone review it, and I'm like, you know what? This sounds pretty good. Maybe I'll give it a second chance. Good thing I did because Violet Evergarden, my favorite anime of all time, as of now. It did make me cry. Not like a lot. It was like a single tear, but it's still crying, because they did have this like 11 episode, not 11 episode, sorry, 3 episode like streak of just super sad like stories. And it was so good. I like it's like if you haven't watched Violet Evergarden, just like drop everything, watch it right now. It's so good. The movie was really good as well. I just realized that description probably spoiled the whole thing. Sorry for if you read that. Anyway, so yeah, that was like the end of my journey of like things that made me cry. And by now my favorite genre is still like drama, romance, psychology. So I just wanted to talk about a few other anime. Just go through these and like think of something to talk about here. Maybe we'll talk about Komi Can't Communicate. So Komi Can't Communicate, the actual anime was really good, but I like the anime so much. I don't know where Komi here. I like the anime so much that I actually read the manga, and I read the whole thing, all 400 something chapters. I don't know if they're still releasing it, but yeah, I read the manga, and the manga was really interesting. I think Komi Can't Communicate, honestly, it sounds super dumb, but it honestly like changed my life. I'm not even joking. Like it was that good. I haven't read a lot of manga as you can see here, but yeah, it was so good because I feel like it was really like motivating. Like Tadano, he's like, if you don't know who Tadano is, he's one of the main characters, and he's such a nice guy, right? Such a nice guy. A lot of these characters are really nice people, and I feel like in this like era, in this like in the world we live in, we don't have a lot of nice people anymore. I feel like there's a lot of people that could look up to characters in this anime, and not only that, it's just like a really wholesome anime. It's really fun. Highly recommend watching it. Highly recommend reading it. I guess now we should probably talk about some bad anime. I haven't actually I don't really give a lot of I haven't really given a lot of low scores. Like I haven't given a lot of ones. I've only given two, which was to ooh, I'm never gonna be able to pronounce this name by the way. Inuyashiki, which just yeah, bad CGI. It had a weird ending. And also Redo of Healer. Yes, I watched Redo of Healer. I watched one episode. But like, come on guys. Like why are you watching this, honestly? Like you're better than this, guys. Come on. You don't need to watch Redo of Healer. It like Redo of Healer was like so like it was just messed up. No Game No Life I also gave a one because yeah, it was weird. Like if you watch the first episode, you know what I'm talking about. It was really weird. Uh yeah, I've watched a few weird ones like interspecies reviewers, but yeah, I gave that a four. I also watched. I don't know if it's on this list, but I just like yesterday I watched the first episode of Food Wars, which was also like why there's six. If you don't know what Food Wars is, like it sounds cool, right? Like you hear the name like Food Wars and like oh that sounds interesting, right? And then you watch it, and then it's an ecchi about cooking, and there's 6 seasons. There is 6 seasons of a cooking ecchi. Now, like, who came up with this? Like, actually, I'm just gonna look it up real quick. Who came up with Food Wars? Because okay, Yuto. I'm gonna pronounce this wrong. Yuto Sukunda. Anyway, you could like why, man? I don't know why. Like, jeez, who like? I don't know how you come up with this kind of stuff. Like, it's weird, man. Uh, anyway, right now I'm trying to get to watching 100 anime, and then I'm gonna go back and watch like the billion anime I have on hold that I haven't finished yet. Oh, only 16. But like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff like Naruto and Jujutsu Kaisen that I think, and like JoJo that I think would be good to watch. Like you can see a lot of like classics here, like Cowboy Bebop and stuff. Uh, let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. Maybe I'll have some other people come make a video with me just talking about anime, just what they like, what they don't like. And yeah, I guess that's the whole video. So, bye.